All right, let's fill some hard drives. Greetings and welcome to Daedric and Die presents The Titan's Gift, Season 2, Episode 36. I am your DM and host, Marty, joined by 3/4 of the Seattle crew. Your mics will be toasty like leftover pizza out of the microwave oven.
Yum.
No?
No.
See,
Cold pizza or convection oven. You got to toast it.
No.
Those are the only options. Microwave pizza is trash.
You can't over microwave it. There is a minimal amount of or a maximum amount of time that you need to put pizza in, and it's just to melt the cheese ever so slightly.
I haven't known you to be like super wrong before, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt for now. And post COVID, I will allow you to make your case.
There is like you just get it so it's just slightly melted. It's I can't stand cold pizza. Cold pizza is like meh. I get the convection oven. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah, that's why I go with cold.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try it your way. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, you put it in for too long, you ruin it. Like it ends up hardening, and if you put it in just for the right amount of time. So if you've got 2 or 3 slices, it's about a minute depending on your microwave. You need to. There's some error there, but it's about a minute for 2 or 3 slices.
Which
one
pizza
slice,
is this?
Pagliacci. If you take 3 Pagliacci slices and put it on a paper plate and it's in there for a minute, that's the perfect amount of time. If you want to be careful, you could start with like 30 seconds and then keep on putting in for like 10-second increments until it's just a slightly melty. Yeah.
Cautiously skeptical.
Yeah, we are a pizza connoisseur here.
I'll give you a shot.
Yeah.
Some
pizza does need to be reheated in an oven, but not all the crusts crisp very well. So it depends.
Yeah.
It's like a master's level course on the fine arts of reheating.
Dude, I would not be the man I am today without pizza. So.
I would be half the man I am today without pizza.
Pizza, the destroyer of diets. How's everyone doing on this fine Tuesday apocalypse?
Contemplating buying some pizza, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some.
Fair point. Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty good.
I might have some delivered like right now.
Do it. Pretty good. Sorry I missed last week. But doing pretty good. Just in the middle of moving and all that. The city caught on fire earlier today, so.
Oh no.
That was concerning. I was like, is that just a storm cloud? Let me go stand out on the porch and give the air a good sniff. And lo and behold, it was definitely smoke from a brush fire / maybe homeless encampment fire on I-5 downtown.
Okay.
It started raining pretty heavily after that started, so I don't know.
Yeah, there was like an actual kind of bout of rain a couple hours ago.
Heavy rain.
Yep.
Like not Seattle rain.
Not that kind of like misty sort of
Sprinkle.
spray. Yeah.
I think I even saw a flash of lightning, guys.
Nice.
So yeah, things are good. Busy, crazy.
Getting ready for move and all that jazz.
Yeah, just trying to move. Been to the new house. We went on Saturday and had a Diwali festival.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
And no parents were around to tell me like you shouldn't be using so many candles because fuck you, it's my house. I did bring a fire extinguisher because I am a sensible homeowner, but
yeah, burning down your home on your first party might not be a good idea. Oh, well, which one is that? Is that Ayla or the boy?
This is Jasper.
Okay.
Yeah. He decided it's snuggle time, and so it is snuggle time.
Oh, he's so cute. So fun.
Yeah. Yep. he usually decides this during the day while I'm working and typing, and so it's difficult to eventually I just have to throw him out. But it's tough because, I mean, come on. I mean,
right.
Yeah. Other than that, I think the most exciting thing that's happened to me is that I got a new mask. That's kind of got a silicone gasket kind of thing. Oh yeah, that's the most exciting thing now. It's the most exciting thing that's happened to Jasper too,
Right.
as it happens. So
it's going to be destroyed by the cats
Interesting.
afterwards.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
yeah, I figure I might get a little bit better beard seal, and I think I do. So that's good.
Yep. It's a
It's also
concern.
always
I've gone through a
fun.
few of them to try to find one that fits over the beard.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's a challenge. I
just-
could also just shave the beard, but I'm not going to do that.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. No.
I'll just stay inside, and occasionally outside. Like to go get a cup of coffee at a walk-up window, or to
You
very
monster.
occasionally eat outdoors.
Hmm.
At a place that is not enclosed and has good airflow and good distance.
Yeah.
But even that is pretty much out for the next few weeks.
Yeah, we're in lockdown again, boys.
Max, what's going on with you?
Man, what is going on? Had a puppy play date on Sunday, which was nice. Both the dogs are like around the same age. One's 2 weeks older than mine, and they're both losing teeth right now. So like they were wrestling and stuff like that, and then they just like when they took a break, they're just blood like all over their necks and stuff like that. It looked like they had been like in a dog fighting ring, and for a second we were like, "Oh my god, what happened?" And then we realized like, "Oh, they just lost a couple teeth." So I guess it was fine. So that was good. I've been playing some World of Warcraft. I'm pretty excited about the new expansion. So I've been doing like the pre-patch event.
Nice.
That's been good. Yeah, nothing too crazy. We started up my Rise of the Rune Lords game again, so that's
cool.
been good.
What
Jamming
module
that.
are you on?
We're on book 5, so we're getting close to the end. And yeah, I think that's about it. I told you guys to go watch Blood of Zeus, although I guess Luke wasn't here for that last week. It's an anime on Netflix. It was really good. Staying current on the Disney
it.
Plus show that will not be named.
Yeah. I found it.
You know to name it?
It's in my queue.
And yeah, nothing too crazy.
For me, I miss elbows up at a bar having a beer. We were commiserating about that before the stream. I cannot wait until I can sit at a bar again and just shoot the breeze with friends or just complete strangers and have a beer. Yep.
I hear you on that, Marty.
Oh,
maybe
yep.
maybe this will brighten your heart. I tried to find this Blood of Zeus anime, and let me tell you how I thought you spell Asus gave me some
Blood of Zeus.
Zeus is in.
Blood of Zeus. I thought you said Blood of Zeus.
No.
Try and type that into a search engine. That gives you some real questionable memories.
I've been nerding out and slowly picking away at eBaying and getting missing Dragon magazines and Dungeon magazines from my collection. This one arrived today. This is
Beautiful.
1986 Dungeon number 1. It's in pretty good condition. It has been stuck inside of a frame, and it might be a while before I get the Dragon magazine number 1, because I think that's like 10 years older than this magazine run, like 1976 or something like that. I think by the end of November I'll have all 150 of the the Dungeon magazines, aside from 2 issues that I'm having a hard time finding. The Dragon magazines, I've got, by the end of November, 150 to the end of the run, which is around 350-ish. The magazines that happened before 150 are very expensive, very old, and very rare. So we'll plug away at that slowly over time. I'm thinking like a magazine each paycheck might be a responsible rate. But I'm excited about that one. That one's gonna go in, like, when I do buy a home, that one's gonna go in the gaming room area.
Hell yeah.
Definitely, it'll be the first wall art that I put up. Cool, bit of nerdy
Ancient
stuff.
tomes, Marty. The ancient tomes. Get them collected.
Yep, and then I started playing Pillars of Eternity. I'm about 20 hours into it and having
First one?
The first one, yeah. It reminds me a lot of Baldur's Gate. It's effectively D&D. There's some neat ideas in it. The Dragon Bones of Last Adventure and the other campaign might have been, hey, I reached an area and I'm like, I haven't just had a dead dragon lying around in the campaign for a while. So that kind of struck a actual game thread that had plot related to it in the previous game. So yeah, it's good to experience. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's good to fill your mind with all sorts of lore from other things, and then you kind of regurgitate it when you're a DM.
It had a fun little like lore recounting menu and like a deep info panel, as I recall, where all the things you've done. It has like a text generator that says like King Renlar the dwarf then conquered this land mightily with his
the whole
characters and stuff.
The whole reading of Souls of, well, I guess spoiler alert, but it's an older game. The reading of past lives was an interesting interaction. Like it kind of forces you to go up to every NPC and click on them.
Yeah, it's one of those games where like I bought it on sale, I played it for a few hours, I put it down, and then I never went back to it. Like I wasn't driven.
Now that you say it, though, I might pick it back up and try again. I had a good dwarf barbarian, or whatever.
The fact that you can make your entire party and it's very close to D&D, like, was one major selling point.
Okay.
The way I play Baldur's Gate and the others is, yeah, the NPCs might be good for your first playthrough, but definitely second playthrough you create your entire party and sort of mash your way through the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would go that strategy.
I'm having fun. That'll likely be what I do when I'm not playing D&D next week. When I'm off, is probably playing Pillars. At some point, I might stream it, but I tend to enjoy putting on a video game, a movie in the background, and just sort of relaxing. But...
Yeah, it's a good way to unwind.
Anyways.
I've been playing Gauntlet for months now. Just can't
Yeah.
stop. Yeah.
Is it the Steam re-release?
Yeah, Slayer Edition.
We played it for a bit. It was one of those things where like we bought it for a weekend and we played like a whole bunch of levels and then we haven't gone back to it.
We've almost beat it with every character at this point.
Oh wow.
We're playing the last two characters through right now.
Nice.
We're a little into this game. So yeah, I guess that's enough about video games, right?
Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? Last game was called Surgical Strike. The party enjoys their evening at the Pearl Cantina, rejoicing in Thurgus' victory. While the cantina is packed, Fereosae asks around about the business of the Queen's physicians. The next day, under both magical and mundane disguises, the party visits the Hospice of the Blessed Maiden, headquarters of the Queen's physicians. With their ruse, the jerks find themselves being led to a surgery room in the basement of the hospice. When Thurgus spots an alchemist golem, the same type of golem that tortured him and his delegation, he loses his temper, and hostilities begin between the party and the assembled plague doctors, Grey Maidens, and the golem itself. The party absconds with a senior doctor and the desk of one Dr. Davalus. And I think we are basically picking up after that raid. Fereosae, you're the one that teleported, right?
Yes.
Did you teleport with anyone aside from Pixel? Or were you alone on the teleport?
It's a good question. We didn't really decide how to do that. We've got enough teleportation and dimension dooring to get some people to the house, some people to the carriage. I am happy to take anyone with me if they want to come.
Right. Professor and Bukrabek were already in the carriage, and I think Zephyros was able to take 3, which is Makernam, Thurgus, and the senior doctor, and then Thurgus was carrying the desk.
Yeah.
So I think they dimension doored outside, hopped into the wagon, and the wagon flew off, or into the Grim Carriage. And I think you and Pixel are the ones that teleported away.
That makes sense.
So you teleported.
Oh, and I rolled it and succeeded, so
That's
that
right.
was good. Yeah.
You teleported to the guest bedroom in the Iron Pine residence, and by the time that you come down the stairs and go to the entry hall, the party. Well, I guess you wait down there for the party to return. It's about, I don't know, maybe a half an hour before they, 20 minutes before they land. You guys have an unconscious plague doctor in your Grim Carriage. What are you doing as you arrive to the Iron Pine residence? And I'm looking to Professor and Thurgus for their...
I'm definitely going to tie him up.
Okay.
I do not have a cool spell for that right now, but I will tomorrow. So I'll just use regular rope unless we have some manacles.
Yep. The tying DCs are related to CMBs, so you tie them up real good.
I will fumble through my pockets a bit befuddled. Where was that thing? Oh, here it is. And pull out Zolaris sleep mask and put it on. There's only one guy we have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on that guy.
Okay. You're pulling off his doctor's mask then?
Can I put it over the mask? And it still work, I think to myself as I ponder this question. Perhaps to the clack of die in my head.
I don't remember what the Zolaris sleep mask was. Let me have a look at your character sheet.
Yeah, it is makes you blind and deaf while wearing DC 13 Fortitude save to resist. A new save must be made every time you don the mask or after every 10 minutes of wearing. Removing the mask removes the blind and deaf conditions.
All right. The guy. So you take off the mask. The senior doctor is a man in his late 40s, maybe early 50s. It does look like he's been wearing the mask for a long period of time. His hair is very matted and a bit sweaty, kind of clingy to his balding pate. You pull off the doctor mask. There are lines around his face, like suggesting that he hasn't taken it off maybe in days.
Mm-hmm.
And you slip the sleeping mask over his head. He's unconscious. He can't make the fort save, so he is blind and deaf.
Is he stable?
He is stable. Yes.
Okay. That is something that we would have done. So.
Yep. Some of you, I copied the tokens directly from the battle map. Some of you are pretty damn injured.
Got some pain on me.
Bukrabek does have some healing, and he will channel as you guys are traveling. He's got 9 per day, so let's use I don't know, 4 of them. He heals everyone for 57 damage, which heals all of Makronom's damage. He had 53 damage. Oh, that feels much better. Thank you, Bampa Damba Damba. I think that gets rid of all of Thurgus' damage too. He had 56. Nice.
Thanks for that.
I don't thank me. Thank the God of many hands.
I will also pull out my Wand of Charm Person and just go right ahead and tap him with that right now while he's still asleep.
Okay. He fails his saving throw because he is unconscious, so he is now charmed. I guess you still get fortitude saves while you're unconscious, but I'm going to say you take it on and off enough until it works.
Just keep.
Until the thing you see fuses to his face, and you're like, he can't see or hear now.
Yeah. Is he riding in the carriage with us back here in the back seat, I'm guessing? Is that where we've got him?
Yeah, you got him just kind of riding between Bukrabek and Makronom.
Okay.
He does have things on him. So
Yeah.
you did pull off a a doctor's mask. It looks similar to the one that you have, but it may have more enchantments placed upon this one. We're going to call this a Greater Plague Doctor's Mask. He has a doctor's bag that was on a shoulder strap that is full of vials. There is some script in Hadean that labels these vials. He's got a scroll tube, a wand. Underneath his black robes, which are now tattered because of combat, he's got a chain shirt that bears enchantment. A masterwork dagger at his belt. A spell component pouch. A gold holy symbol of Baishi Pei that he was wearing over his robes. And a unholy symbol that looks weird. It's made out of electrum, and it looks kind of like somebody broke off a bit of art from somewhere else, and the electrum unholy symbol is of a screaming woman.
I think we'll probably strip him of all of that. Maybe leave the Baishi Pei holy symbol on him.
He's also got a couple of, like, he's got a bit of jewelry, like a couple of rings.
I think we'd probably strip him right in the back of this carriage. Shall we relieve him of some of these more dangerous possessions while he is incapable of using them against us?
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Can you? Never mind. I'll summon a silent servant, invisible servant. What's that guy called? It's been so long.
Unseen servant.
Unseen servant. Yeah, and I will have the unseen servant start stripping this guy. I'll leave the holy symbol of Baishi Pei off to the...
Okay, you took the other one?
Yeah, we'll strip it all and give it to Makronom for keeping. Makronom for keeping. Or did Makronom teleport back? Sorry, I guess.
No, he's with you guys in the carriage.
Okay.
All right. Are you leaving anything like mundane clothing and jewelry on him, or are you taking absolutely everything off of him?
I think naked is a bit disrespectful, to be honest.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to sit in a coach with a naked man. Who would even suggest such a thing?
Okay, so you take the wand and the dagger from his belt. You take off his armor.
What was that wand again?
You haven't identified anything.
I'll take the wand and just like identify it right now with the monocle.
Okay, Professor, give me a perception check. You seem to be leading the charge with taking stuff off of him.
Oh, this is gonna be not.
I'm gonna give you a -4 because you are doing this through your unseen servant.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., you're distracted by concentrating and ordering the unseen servant around.
A minus what?
A -4. Distractions usually are a -4. You're also in a moving carriage and... Okay, you seem to have gotten all the important stuff off of him. You said you left the gold holy symbol of Baishi Pei and his clothing on him.
Yes. What? Can I identify this wand?
Yeah.
So I'll use the monocle to get one of the identify charges out of it.
Okay, the wand is trivial to identify. The thing that you have to roll for is for the Greater Plague Doctor's Mask. I'm gonna paste the rest of the stuff into your gear and treasure sheet right now.
That is a spellcraft +10 from identify.
Yep.
40 on the identifier.
Nice. Stuff is being pasted to the top of your sheet. The Greater Plague Doctor's Mask, similar to the lesser one, acts as a ring of mind shielding. This one also has the secondary power of +2 profane bonus versus disease, sickening, and nauseating effects. But built into this mask is immunity to a single disease chosen at the time of the creation of the mask, and it's immune to the blood veil.
Oh my god. Well, you see, this mask does grant the wearer immunity for the blood veil. A bit tempting not to just slip it on right now. It smells a bit odd from the last occupant, though. Maybe a cleaner.
Inside the doctor's bag, you speak Hadean, don't you?
Yes.
There
Yeah, I'll
are...
read over the names of the things as I.
All right, so this doctor, for whatever reason, had a lot of poison. 4 vials of black adder venom, 2 blackfinger paste, 1 cockatrice spit, 3 drow knockout poisons, 3 fiddleback venoms, and 2 hag spit poisons. He had 2 scrolls of delay poison and 2 scrolls of remove disease. A single scroll of restoration. Unfortunately, it was the lesser component built into the scroll. The 100 gold pieces of diamond dust, not the 1,000 gold pieces. And the wand is a wand of lesser restoration with 17 charges left in it. The masterwork dagger, the spell component pouch, and the unholy symbol made from electrum of that looks like a screaming woman's face. Round out his equipment, and you also have a regular +2 chain shirt that he was wearing underneath his armor.
Oh, well, quite a bit of poisons for a doctor to have, I would say. Is Booker back in this? Okay.
Yeah, you guys are... I don't know if I've forced you to the screen, but... You are just outside... I've just got your tokens right outside the Iron Pine residence.
Got it. Shall we take him and his belongings inside? Yes. Well, let's be going.
I'll just pick him up and just carry him in.
Okay. Edgemane and Smoke land just outside the doorway. They're snickering at each other. They were making some sort of joke. Do we get to eat this one? Yeah. Can we eat this one?
If you behave yourself.
Oh, okay.
That's a good answer, dude. It's really good. I mean, honestly, this guy's probably pretty evil. Like
Zephyros takes off his hat and sticks it into his belt and just shaking his head at the nightmare horses. Opening up the door, Fereosae, you and Pixel were waiting for the party to return. They come in. It looks like they've removed the Plague Doctor's gear, and you recognize Zalara's sleeping cap has been wrapped around the guy's face. Where are you sticking him in the building?
Yes. Shall we make a interrogation room, someplace quiet and removed that we could redecorate quickly?
I've prepared a bit of the living room with the good coffin and the urn, and removed most of the incriminating evidence, as it were.
Ah, splendid. Let's head there. And any requests for decorations? I was thinking maybe Icky Maester could make an appearance. He was a crowd pleaser. Been a while since we've seen him. Or
Seems reasonable.
some sort of...
I figure I am a servant of Arkminos, a plague doctor that serves Arkminos. You are obviously with your ring in that camp, and we may wish to receive an update from him about his progress on our behalf.
Yes, splendid. Arkminos. I will go into the living room and begin inspecting the space and planning illusions to turn this room into some convincing facsimile of Arkminos.
Okay,
He is unaware that of really anything that's happened to him. He lost the last 9 minutes of his memory before he fell asleep.
Any ideas how we want to spin this then? We saved him, perhaps? Someone else took his possessions?
I was thinking we are not very nice people, and Arkminos is not very nice. We abducted him to question him, and we'll let him survive if he tells us the truth.
What's the harm in us lot pretending to be, doctors from where we just were? If he forgot 10 minutes, couldn't we just have him wake up where he fell asleep?
We could. Yes. Will he know us? How will that work? It's a good thought.
It's an option, I suppose.
Where are you sticking the
Yes.
mahogany desk?
As room in the study, that's probably a good place for it.
Sure, I'm just gonna add a
Yeah, that makes sense.
new block. There you go. You got.
Yeah, we got a bunch of notes that we're going to need to look through. And it might make sense to look through some of those notes before he wakes up, if possible.
Yep, there are all sorts of notes and things on the desk. Books. It looks like research manuals. There are contents in the desk drawers. The desk also looks like it was stained at one point in time, perhaps because of like alchemical reagents or spell components on the desk. The desk itself is a wondrous piece of furniture. It's not magical. It's more just well carved and really old. Nice. It is decorated with relief carvings of stags all along the desk itself. The front of the desk is this beautiful, like, great, like some sort of dire stag antler that is carved out. The head of the dire stag is the skull of a stag, whereas the other stags are living and moving around.
Marty, I have a question for you on a ruling with an illusion spell. If I use 2 major images, could I do the walls in the ceiling of this room? If I have, enough square footage to make this room, in essence, look like, I guess, the sewer where we found some of these vampire coffins. I want to put the dripping sounds, make it cool, and feel like a sewer.
Yeah,
but
you can make the place look like the sewer. There are specific spells that do this. I think it's called hallucinatory terrain, and there might be some other one, but you could add touches to make it feel like it's underground.
Yeah, I can't change everything in the room, but I think I can just make the walls and ceiling.
So the living room has a bunch of big chairs and divans that are sized for Zephyros Zephyros's people, as well as some smaller chairs. It does have a little bit of odd art on the walls. This is not one of the big chairs, divans. It looks like Bukerbeck has made into his bed. He's got a bunch of personal effects and things that he's cleaning up. This is not necessarily the most. There's a lot of extra stuff in the room.
We can move to the guest bedroom. There's not much in there.
Yes, perhaps let's go there, clean out the furniture quickly. I can cover the rest.
You can use the sick room, says Zephyros.
Even better.
Good point. Yes. All right.
It is very Spartan in there.
Yes, let's adjourn to there. Thurgus, can you carry the coffin and silver urn, perhaps?
Okay, you guys are dragging this down. The sick room is the place where Zephyros's master spent his final days. It's curious that Zephyros suggested this room. The stone slab that was the bed, all of the bedding and the mattress has been removed, and the place looks like it's been scoured clean. It has a single large. Actually, it doesn't have any windows. This place is pretty secure on the ground floor.
Could I take a major image and wrap the the floor and ceiling? There's not much furniture in it or anything. There's just kind of like a bed or something.
Yep, there is a food tray. Again, this is oversized for a large creature. Nice. Now I want pizza. Damn it.
Man, now I do too.
Get wrecked.
Nice. Beautiful. Can I wheel the food tray out of there?
Yep.
I'll wheel it out of there.
No, it's more like a breakfast in bed tray, like the tray you'd put onto somebody's bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that you easily move that out of the room. There is a fant-sized chamber pot.
Okay. Is it used?
No, it's been cleaned.
Okay, I'll move that out of the room as well.
Okay.
I'm just looking around. I want to get this down to the 2 vampire receptacles and not much else if I can.
Sure. Is it just you in the room?
People seem to be kind of poking about. Thurgus was helping carry stuff in.
I'll be in the room for sure with the plague doctor's guys.
Okay.
Thurgus recognizes that this requires talking, so his stance is to, like, if you need muscle, great, he'll hold him in place and, like, interrogate or beat him or something. But he's not gonna bluff.
Yeah,
It's not his gym.
I think Zephyros is going to just sit on the steps. Bukerbeck does the same, and they wait outside.
Yes, Thurgus, if you do want to watch, though, we'll have to make you a bit less conspicuous. Perhaps you could stand over to the corner. Let's move these up a bit farther.
You want me to borrow that hat of disguise?
Oh, that's up to you, I suppose. Or this plague doctor mask he was wearing, but that might be suspicious. Or you could just stand behind this wall that's about to be erected here. Your choice. You'll have to first disbelieve it to see through it, but after that, it should be a one-way mirror for you. So,
I'll do my best.
yes, well, stand back here. Yes, just right here. Yes, Pixel. Please.
Pixel is hiding in an empty, like, sconce on the wall. She's just, like, between the little metal slats into the sconce. She's not giving off light, but if she did, she'd make a torch.
Nice.
Yeah. So she's along the wall, just hiding. I don't know. I don't know if you want to roll a stealth or not.
What's the bonus on disbelieve illusions if someone tells you it's not real?
+4.
Okay.
So, well, just so you're all aware, as things begin to change around us, I'm thinking, yes, when we're ready to awake him, we will transform this room into something similar to where the vampires were hiding, a sewer, as close as we can get it. As he awakes, I think he'll see both vampires, then will make some sort of jibe at him, and then disappear into bloody smoke and disappear out some sort of receptacle that does not yet exist on the ceiling. That will require some concentration, but if you need the part of an Archminos plate, I may be able to offer a few cackles of maniacal laughter here and there.
You're a clear servant of the necromancer. Doesn't the signet ring alone sort of mark you as...
True, yes, I will be the strong silent type here then, in the corner, if you don't mind. You be the mouthpiece of forces at play.
Thurgus, you
I've got a question. Do you think, based on how much you made him forget, that he was alerted that we were upstairs? You know, like back when we were there.
I think probably.
So you think he knows that, like, I'm supposed to be coming downstairs? Or do you think he was, like, at his desk and just, like, business as usual, then got abducted?
I think there's a good chance that he knows. It's hard to say. It's close.
Yes, well, we may be able to bring you out then, once he's given us some information. The ruse is only to trick him at first. If we don't want him to leave this place, we need not implant rumors or speculation.
Well, I guess my point is, if we want a ruse to stay, then he got abducted, right?
Yeah.
So nobody who's supposed to be there should be here, if you know what I mean.
Sure. it probably doesn't benefit us for him to see you.
Yes, I would say stay behind the wall, observe, but stay silent.
And do my best not to murder him.
Yes, well, at least till we're finished with some questions. I believe you did promise him to the horses as well.
Fair.
Yes, so Fereosae, then I shall provide some scene setting for you. You shall proceed with the line of questioning, I suppose.
What does Thurgus look like right now?
I think the idea was that I would borrow the hat of disguise and just disguise myself as like a human.
All right. Given that you've got Fereosae, who's good at bluffing, the Professor good at illusions, and Makronom good at just turning into other things, it's a +6 to your disguise check, and then the hat grants a +10.
So you want me to roll it out?
Yeah.
1d20 +6 +10 -1. 26.
And you look like what again? Sorry.
A human. Something generic. Nondescript, like maybe hired muscle or something.
Okay, so yeah. You got
unshaven, kind of, like messy, matted hair. Just very much just like it looks like he's been on the road for a long time. Like he's just hired muscle.
Pixel's impressed. She said something about where'd all the hair go.
I'll have myself a shave.
She's giggling, but when the professor starts casting real illusions, she's quiet.
Makronom, Professor, can you get that log book out of Makronom for decoration? The one from the plague doctor on the train.
Oh, okay. It was for keeping, right?
We'll put it back.
Okay. Makronom comes tootling into the room, a pseudopod holding the book out.
We'll set it on a little side table here.
Yeah, I'll use the unseen servant to grab it. He should still be around from the carriage.
Who's the one that stored it?
Professor.
Okay, so then he's fine with giving it to the professor. He does not let the unseen servant take it.
I will go to mimic like I'm gonna take it, but the unseen servant will take it. And I
okay.
Like,
oh.
away.
Okay.
Yeah. If he looks real closely, he'll see, but like maybe he doesn't.
He didn't like it, but he saw that you took possession of it via the unseen servant, so he's fine.
I'll have it open in front of me as if I'm leafing through it. The unseen servant will slowly turn pages, and I will cast a major image to turn the walls, floor, and ceiling of this place into a dank sewer with like a pipe up ahead dripping water. There's like a drain in the bottom and some water slowly flowing through into it.
Okay. Sewer illusion. What's the DC of this?
I'll put 1 point into increase the DC and make it DC is 20 plus 2 15. Wait, is that right? Is it really 35?
No, 10 plus your int modifier plus
which is 10
feats. Yeah, so it's DC 20 plus level of the spell.
3.
DC 23 plus feats.
2 for illusion feats.
25, and then you're spending Mage's point.
Oh yeah, 26. Sorry about that.
So DC 26.
Not
Wow.
bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say 30. That seems way crazy. It should be. Yeah, and then I'll pass it off to the hand of Icky Maester, invisibly sitting on my shoulder, and he will concentrate on making spooky dripping sounds every once in a while, like the rush of water flow from like a toilet getting flushed.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many 10-foot squares can you affect?
I should be able to.
This is major image, right?
Yeah, so it's 4 10-foot cubes plus 1 10-foot cube per level, which will level 9. So
Yeah, you with one casting of major image, you can get the whole room.
yes, and I will wait on summoning the persistent images till we're ready to wake him up. How does that look? Oh, one critical thing, I will put the wall 5 foot forward so that Thurgus can stand behind this wall and look out into this room.
Okay, so there's an illusory wall that is here. Just get a different color. It's a dungeon wall, and Thurgus needs to make a will save at a +4.
Yes.
You feel claustrophobic. You're in a closet.
Thurgus, can you hear me? Yes.
I think I'm trapped.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Listen to the professor. I'm right here. Just reach out your hand.
I did. It's like a wall.
It's okay. I've got you. I've got you. And I'll pull his teddy bear arms through the stone wall
It's got me.
until he believes it's not real. I'll put my face through if I have to. I'm right here. It's okay.
Oh my god, it's got a face.
Here we go.
Do you want me to just keep rolling this, or?
Okay, so he pulls you through. You're still convinced that there's a wall there. Like you kind of get through. You're like, something happened. The wizard did something to me. You turn around, and the wall behind you, for your mind is telling you, is real.
Oh, you saved me. Oh, whew. That was scary.
In we go.
Ah! Why am I going back? Oh my god.
Okay, the wizard with his great powers somehow. Oh no, you see it this time when he pushes you, when he guides you back through the wall. The image of the wall goes transparent. You can still see where it is, but you realize that the quite convincing and pernicious magic that comes from the professor is strong.
Oh my god. Okay, I see what you mean now. It's not quite real. I was just kidding before. I was just joking.
Quite all right.
The tinkling laughter of Pixel from her little hiding spot. All right, there's an unseen servant. Professor, you look like what? Just the professor?
So far, yes, but that may change. I may throw in an assumed likeness here.
The professor never went in, right? Only Bukerbeck?
Yep. The professor
Okay.
cast a bunch of spells from the wagon,
Okay.
or I think visions of hell, into the waiting area to create.
Classic.
Do we have a way? I suppose we could just heal him to wake him up when the time is right.
We could just slap him. He's asleep.
Oh, well, that is an interesting way of doing it.
Oh, is he just sleeping?
I believe so.
I think Thurgus probably.
We might have had to knock him out. Yeah.
You probably knocked him out if you were.
He's got a lot of non-lethal on him.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
like,
I think-
yeah.
Move over a bit, Thurgus. I'm coming in. Yes, I like it back here. I shall remain here throughout the duration as well. Well, we're almost ready.
You want me to wake him up from here?
I think we probably can do that. Just one moment. Are we ready? I will begin the final casting.
I'm as prepared as I can be. How long has it been since the fight? About an hour, you think?
They got back here in 20 minutes, and you guys have been talking and planning for about 20 minutes. The fight add another 5. It's about 45 minutes. That Touch of Idiocy is still running, because I think that lasts for 10 minutes per level.
I think it may. The glibness is also running.
Okay.
So my bluff is through the roof.
Yep, your 10 minutes per level or more are still probably running from that fight.
All right.
Then I shall begin then. I will cast 2 persistent images in a row.
Okay.
Does the professor have a charisma bonus? Enhancement bonus?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thurgus will hand him a potion.
I will drink it.
Eagle Splendor.
And what is that?
Plus 4.
Enhancement bonus to charisma.
For 5 minutes.
Awesome. I will cast 2 persistent images. The 2 vampires that belong to these receptacles. One in the fancy coffin was the Archminos vampire guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the persistent images is going to
Well, it was the elven-looking vampire.
Yeah, Archminos' coffin was damaged badly.
Okay. Well, in either case, we know which 2 vampires belong to these receptacles. I will summon, or not summon. I will make an illusion of both that will be triggered when it wakes up. The blood mist will flow out of the coffin and form into this vampire, and then the vampire will go over and whisper to this other illusionary character I've yet to create, and like whisper some plans about their hiding spots where we found these guys, and these guys were from the streets down in. Which lane was it? Right, those are those guys.
Yeah, it was those guys. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and like have them say some plans, or at least mumble this one word I know about where these guys come from. Mumble.
Okay.
And then they'll look intimidating, and then they'll disappear into bloody mist and flow out a drain pipe.
Okay, what specifically is the plan? The figments follow a script.
They will flow out of their receptacles as the red bloody mist, one, and then the other a little later. And they will go over, whisper something to this guy, and say some words that I know a little bit of backstory about where these guys came from, where they could.
What are they whispering? That's what I'm asking.
This evil vampire we found in what was that street? It's not
Jake Joy Lane.
Jake Joy Lane.
Racker's Alley.
Oh, Racker's Alley. That was it.
Yeah. So those are yes, Racker's Alley. Yes, the plan. What I speak. Those kind of mumble something to this guy. So if this guy's super good at hearing.
They're planning to themselves. They're not talking to him. Okay.
Oh yeah. These guys are just decoration of like, oh yeah, he's got these 2 vampires. Oh, and maybe he thinks he hears some of our plots and our scheming. Okay. It's all just gonna be bullshit though. They're just there to intimidate and kind of lend some credence to this whole operation.
All right.
So those are what the persistent images are gonna do. I'm gonna then do an audio-visual hallucination of somebody standing next to this bed, seeming to be flipping through the journal that we just pulled out of Mock.
So you're gonna do that when he's awake.
Mm-hmm.
So that one can wait. You now have a persistent image going, and the script is.
Well, this guy is going to be like the guy they're reporting to. I'm not going to be.
I know, but you have to cast the spells, and they only last for so long.
Yeah, they're minutes per level. They're going to trigger the script when we wake this guy up. So these haven't started yet.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right. I don't need to know what the other one is until you actually do it. But you're planning on casting an auditory hallucination.
It's audio-visual. I'm going to do it now and just concentrate it on myself. I'm going to be the one to run this and play my character through this illusion as, the big boss, Archminos. So I want him to be in the room when this guy wakes up.
Oh, okay.
And I will use arcane points for all 3 of those castings, plus the other.
Okay. Okay. So you're casting this before. So you've cast 2 persistent images, and they're following a script, and you've left yourself enough time to wake the guy up and cast your auditory hallucination. So these vampires are now red mist flowing around their vessels.
Can someone pinch him or something, perhaps, Pixel?
Well, wake him up.
You want me to wake him up?
Yes.
Channel positive.
Okay. Yeah. Give me some healing.
Heals for double that since it's non-lethal, so he heals for 20.
Okay, 10 lethal, 10 non. All right. He definitely sputters awake. He moves around a little bit. He is bound, and he has the sleeping cap on.
I will go ahead and remove the sleeping cap.
Okay. Have you, with his bindings, have you left rope over his mouth, or did you leave his mouth ungagged?
I never gagged him.
Okay.
His mouth will be ungagged.
He looks around the room. He's in an illusion. All right.
Cast audio-visual hallucination.
So you start casting while he's looking around. Let me see if he.
Hello.
From behind the wall as well.
And with a touch of idiocy. All right.
-1, but still -1.
He glances around the room and takes stock of where he is. His eyes grow wide when he sees the red mist flowing out of the fancy coffin and the silver urn. And then he looks to you, kind of almost.
Do not be afraid. I'll say through the mask. Yeah, I mean, still wearing a mask. Do not be
afraid.
Let me go.
Exterminate.
Let me go, is what he says.
Oh, in due time. My master, Archminos, is concerned that your progress has been insufficient and that you have not shared everything with him.
Archminos will appear in this corner here. This will be the visual hallucination.
And so, he has asked us to ascertain your progress, and we have asked you to provide a progress report. We have taken some precautions to make it clear that we are not. We are most serious.
Which version of Archminos?
I think we want to be the spooky one. I think we'll be the spooky, real vampire one, not happy dinner party Archminos.
Okay. Archminos begins to appear. This one, he does need to make a saving throw. He's awake when you cast this. It's a will save to disbelieve.
4th level.
He's got.
Does the immediate use fortune point give that a -2? Is that how that works, or is it next point for us?
It's
Okay.
next point for you.
Okay.
A 13 does not make or a 13 does not make it.
So, if you would be so kind as to fill us in great detail, then we will either return you, or, if you are so inclined, you may join us in the service of Mr. Archminos. The Baron is most kind to his servants.
I'm not. He looks over his shoulder. He stops talking to Fereosae, and he's talking to Baron, the image of the Baron. I serve the doctor. If there is any miscommunication, it's between you and him.
I'll look down and smile at him, and then turn my back to him and walk over and look through the book as it's flipped through.
All right, it's at this point in time that the vampires form. He seems really nervous in this confined space. There are at least 3 vampires, and let me go. He's trying to plead to Fereosae.
I'm on your side, and your side is Baron Archminos' side from now on. So, give us a very thorough update, and I think we will be fine. We'll take it up with the doctor if we feel it's necessary, and I'm sure we will. But
okay,
for now, just think of yourself.
Give me a bluff, Fereosae. He has a chance to see through your ruse.
Absolutely.
+2.
And with the fortune point of +2.
Oh, sure. Why not? What is my base bluff? My base bluff right now is +20.
Okay.
So with glibness, it's +40. Actually, it's probably +38. I'll bet that +2 doesn't stack with it. And then the other +2 will make it +40 again. So yeah, it's pretty good. That's a 59.
Okay, he gets a 13.
Got it.
You could tell that the sky was purple right now, and he'd believe you.
That's not including any bonuses from the crazy illusions that he has not been able to see through. If this lie was impossible, you would have got a 39.
The sky is purple.
If he was very familiar with you and the lie was impossible, and he had convincing proof to the opposite. Give me a second.
I can use the shaggy defense here.
24.
40. It would have been around a 19, and he would have still failed. That is, he knew you were a liar, and you knew what he could do, and he had proof in front of him that this was not the case. You still sold it to him.
You're basically Lucifer.
Understood, he says. I have no wish to be a vampire, he whispers to you.
You flatter yourself too much.
It is your choice.
I will get my reports at this time. Yeah.
Good. Now, give us the details that we're asking for, that we may cross-check it with our other sources, and be well informed.
What particular topic? What don't you know, Master Archminos?
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to him. My vampire lieutenants are giving me a report.
Easier to just assume we don't know very much at all and give us the details. So over the past week, tell us of your primary research focus and your progress against those goals.
Well, we have a number of inherited in the lower infirmatory, as instructed. We will get through their immunity. If we have to change Voros' plague again, and by going back to the beginning, I know this is a setback, but
We're not entirely surprised at these setbacks, but It is still disappointing.
Between your knowledge and that of Dr. Davalus and the head witch, we should be able to figure it out.
I'm certain you will do your best. Let me take a couple of notes here. Head witch. What did he say the name of the disease was there at the beginning?
He said Voral's phage.
Right. And the progress of infection throughout the community.
It proceeds. Of course, your greatness in infusing necromancy into Voral's phage was a crucial part to perfecting the blood veil. It is ingenious to combine that with the strains of plague from zombies. Things go according to plan.
Flattery will get you nowhere. Well, maybe a little flattery will get you a little somewhere.
Your disguise is so good that you get a sense... Well, actually, give me a sense motive.
Not my strongest suit here, but not terrible. 13!
Can I make a sense motive check? Because I'm just literally just watching him.
Sure. Yeah, Thurgus is behind the behind the screen.
Literally my only focus right now. Oh, I rolled worse.
Pouring down my...
Okay, he's convinced of all of this stuff. You don't get anything else of it. He's incredibly frightened. Those are like the obvious things. Professor, you're concentrating, so you could have a sense motive at a -4. You're concentrating on something right now, right?
Yeah,
you could have a sense motive at a -4 because you're doing something else while also trying to pay attention to his tics.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm even gonna try.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
All right, yeah. All right, so he's very afraid. He doesn't want to be a vampire. He believes in all the shit that's going on. He looks at Fereosae, and at this point in time, the two vampires have whispered something about their plans and have begun to flow into a drain pipe.
I'll just wave them off.
He watches that scene nervously. He's obviously not happy with being where he is. In fact, some of the blood seems to have drained from his face. Like he's like very, very frightened of the vampires. And there's a particular smell coming off of him. You realize it's the smell of human fear.
Nice.
The upper city could be... Your work there could be more creative, I think.
Yes. On the topic of the coins. We do have agents trying to procure them. It is slow going as the coins, as we planned, would be spread. It is not our fault that we only realized the additional use. Surely you know this. You were there.
Of course. The loss of the direction was a bit of a challenge, I think. It was not the ideal outcome, but it was acceptable.
The loss of the... We know where it is.
It was a sloppy delivery. The remaining pearls, the spread throughout them, what is the progress in that area, in your opinion?
We were always aware that he looks like he's a bit confused, but he's still
I don't expect that you know everything, but we will pick whatever we can out of you to make sure that we can cross-check it with our own knowledge.
The greatest concentration of people is here in the station. it is those upon which we will test the blood veil. He seems confused at this line of inquiry. He's now worried that he's not saying the right things.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll turn my attention.
Surely
back to...
the veil will spread, as he says, like he's hoping that.
It's okay. You passed the test, buddy.
The veil, and he's talking over Fereosae's shoulder to Archminos. The veil will spread to the other pearls once trains and traffic begin to go. Of course, like rats fleeing from a sinking ship, people will end up in the other pearls.
It cannot be stopped. It's true.
He nods. You notice that he sees the big holy symbol of Bachipe that is around his neck. He might have been looking for something else. He's a little bit irked. Is there something that I've done, Lord Archminos, to displease you?
You simply know enough to provide useful information.
You should be more compliant with my questioner. Things you think are irrelevant and no knowledge hold the curious details for us. Please, be more forthcoming with how your operation is progressing, or else I will have to do the questioning. And I'll turn my attention back to the logbook. In front of me.
Okay.
Have you collected all of the samples that we've asked for?
Of which subjects?
The inherited races.
We are in the process of investigating those that we have yet to understand which individuals and why they are particularly immune. As you know, many of the inherited simply get sick and die, whereas the Ondens are immune to both the sickness and the death. We will unravel why the inherited are not turning into zombies at the same rate that the other races are. Surely it must be something related to their creation. Lady Andesen will know more about that. She has brought her religious knowledge to the circle. As you know, we are more concentrating on the more scientific experiments. Clearly, we are cooperating with the witches of Hecate.
Clearly.
And he looks like he's searching to see what pleases the Baron or not.
Nothing. No emotion from the Baron.
And Davalus, tell us where he goes and who he sees.
Dr. Davalus is his schedule is quite busy. He has been spending time visiting many of the richer clients as part of the plan.
Has he, though?
Yes.
What proof have you that he's been executing this faithfully?
We have seen some of the funds return. Of course, Lady Andesen has received her share of the earnings.
Archminos will laugh and say, "Ha, some of the funds," and keep reading.
Surely you have been receiving your share as well. I understand it is a tripartite relationship.
Surely we have. Surely we will, I'll tell you that much. Where is he now?
Is that what this is about? Have you not been receiving your share? I am sure it must be a clerical error of sorts. things are quite busy, especially with the most recent changes in orders.
Yes. Tell me how those interfere with your work.
Well,
What could we do to make your work more successful?
I know that you and your vampires are able to charm weaker minds. Perhaps if your vampiric servants, of course, could go out and charm more of the Ondans and more of the inherited races for us, we might be able to accelerate our experimentation to understand why they are resistant and immune, respectively, to the blood veil, so that we may better change it, so that all would be infected equally.
Archminos will look up and look him in the eye and say, "Are you giving me orders, Doctor?"
No, merely suggestions. Dr. Davalus is...
Did you hear that? He's giving me suggestions now. Perhaps your
I've seen you
question,
give suggestions quite effectively, Master.
perhaps our
Forgive me.
question should get more aggressive to see what other suggestions he has.
Give him a moment more.
Ah, you are too kind.
He was once one of my brethren in the order.
There's no need for any of this. Don't worry, I will not say a word to Dr. Davalus that we've had this choice encounter, and I can keep an eye on Dr. Davalus more closely.
Excellent.
I have been very busy with the experiments. I have not tracked him as closely as I could.
Are you suspicious of him, though? You are. You are suspicious of him.
He is the Queen's physician, he says. He's the head of this operation. Well, along with you and Lady Andason.
Thus the tripartite.
Well, yes, each of you have brought something special to the table. Surely there isn't a new relationship?
No. We may wish to do some additional investigation on our own. Can you tell us a bit more about the internals of your operation? If we were to want to do a little bit of extracurricular exploration.
I am the chief doctor of the upper experiments. Any of the specimens that pass through my care of great interest we send below. You should know this, he says.
Yes, but there are guards, there are doors.
He seems now confused. He glances towards Lord Archminos.
Archminos is disinterested again. He's
We
back.
cannot simply have Archminos walk in himself and do this investigation.
You're not a senior doctor. You shouldn't be asking questions like this. Is what he says to you quietly. Lord Archminos?
Are you addressing me, Doctor? I thought this was my questioning.
You may assume that I have been appropriately promoted.
Yes.
He doesn't look pleased with Fereosae. He looks very angry with Fereosae, in fact.
Is there some displeasure you would want to offer here, Doctor?
I'm not sure what you're asking. Your lab is down there, is it not?
Yes. Have you seen it yourself? Poking around where you shouldn't be?
Honestly, I have not been with your lab aside from to deliver specimens and information as you've requested.
Are you sure?
If anything is missing, I can help you find it.
Yes. Well, right now, all that is missing is answers to your questions. Questioner, please do continue, and a bit more forceful. I fear the doctor does not give us his full support.
It is possible. Perhaps if you take a little bit of his lifeblood, you'll be able to discern a bit from it. See if you can taste the truth on it.
He looks to be a bit foul to the taste to me. All those days under that mask. The skin develops a certain texture when you bite.
He looks relieved that you're not going to drink him.
I have slummed it for less.
Well then, just tell us the activities of your other senior associates.
Which one?
Who has been most effective among them?
I hear Lady Andason. He glances to Archiminos.
I'm pretty much disinterested unless I directly address him. I pretend to not be listening to him and to be reading this book, so I don't look at him. I don't have to look at him. The professor's staring right at him through the wall, you know.
Is the true power behind the triad?
Do you now? Where might we find her? I mean, we know where she's supposed to be. Where have you seen her?
Lord Archiminos, you know where she is. You know where she prays.
The questioner did not ask me, Doctor. She asked you.
She is in the temple, of course.
Are you satisfied, Lord Archiminos?
Oh, I don't know, questioner. Have we gotten what we need? He seems to know a great deal, but does not seem to be sharing. Perhaps he could write down his findings before we release him, so that we have a note for later.
If we wish to cross-check the samples that you have collected with the samples that we have received.
Yes, and perhaps accountings of their coming and going, so we can tabulate how much money we should be getting in these fulfillments of the pact.
Indeed.
His reports of their activities will help us a great deal with our...
If this is about money, I will help you spy on Dr. Davalus.
Oh? Did you hear that, questioner?
I did. I'm sorry that I have not achieved the result you wished.
Yes, well, do with him what you think
I'll
is...
just whisper to him closely, this could go badly for us both.
He is but a face, after all.
Did he say that out loud, or just to...
No, that's what he says to the Lord Archiminos. He's getting frustrated.
Yeah. Please...
So to learn anything more, we'll have to go to her directly and figure it out from her books?
From what I know, she has lived up to her bargain. And we would not be this far were it not for her and her faith. Another sense motive?
27 on that one.
23.
23, there's a bit of conviction here. 27, this guy doesn't serve Dr. Davalus. He obviously doesn't serve Lord Archiminos. He's more afraid of you. He serves this third person that you don't know, this Lady Andason.
Yeah.
It's nice.
The true power behind the triad, some say.
So Davalus is the queen's
this border is not just he likes following them. This is, as a person of faith, the two of you have a patron, Fereosae, and Thurgus follows the blood bear. This person is also, there's conviction with his words, and he might have different reactions if you push along that lines.
You say that she has been faithful. But how would I know? You're working in the place that Davalus runs. When was the last time you were even with her?
You are not of faith, Doctor.
Careful, the tripartite pact is strong. I wouldn't want to have to break it.
Lady Andason was chosen by her sisterhood and those that follow her. She is chosen, for she has dined upon the god's flesh.
I will hex him a few times in a row.
Okay.
With I'll hex his saves, I'll hex his armor, I'll hex his
Saves, fails. Is it -4 or -2?
4.
His
Yeah.
armor class fails.
I'll hex his to hit.
And his to hit fails.
You question my faith. You question the power that I wield.
What is this about?
Nice. Nice follow.
I will. Oh, this is going to be good. I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Good.
I cast Cup of Dust on him.
That's a deep cut. Let's look it up.
The DC 20 save, and it will make him get progressively more dehydrated over 9 days. He won't actually die from it, but he'll take non-lethal damage down to 1, and he'll just be thirsty in a way he can never fix.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My theory here is that we're not letting him out.
Probably. This was all just for our own amusement.
And so maybe Hecate is a patron of witches. So giving him a crap load of witchy curses might convince him of my favor.
Yeah, you're a devote of Hecate all of a sudden. Look at that.
Look upon the favors I can grant.
Are you going to betray her? He says in Hadean.
No, I will start. I know Fereosae doesn't speak Hadean.
I'll simply turn to Archminos.
And the guy had just said, "Are you going to betray?"
Questioning sound, at least.
What makes you think we are going to betray her? I'll say in common.
I don't know. But
Usually people accuse others of what they are planning themselves.
But obviously it has something to do with her plans.
Is he back to common or still saying stuff in Hadean?
Back to common. Vampire!
Do you think our plans and her plans are not well aligned?
If you are a vampire, then no, it is not. Your soul has been corrupted.
I will inspect my nails as a bit bored by the whole thing.
You have betrayed her. You're going to.
We will give you an option.
I will not be a part of this! And you hear he clenches his jaw really tightly, and you hear a weird click.
Ah, damn it.
I will cast delay poison on him.
You do notice that there's like a little bit of froth in his mouth, and you cast delay poison. Is there a save? Can he resist this?
He might be able to.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
Harmless spells are usually will negates.
Harmless, yeah. Fort negates. Okay, he's at a -4 to his saving throws. Ugh.
Too bad, buddy.
To save him from poisoning himself.
He's got a +2 on his saving throw after the penalties. He gets a 13. He fails. You cast delay poison on him. Oh,
Not yet.
bitch! That's what he says. As you notice that there was like bits of like a hollow tooth, kind of like come spraying out of his mouth, and there's a little bit of poison on it. He did. There's this weird silvery material kind of dripping out of his mouth.
Nice. A little bit of quicksilver, maybe?
Hey, you're not sure what that is. It definitely did not have the effect. He's struggling against the bonds and not getting anywhere. And
there are 2 ways out of this at this point. There were 3, but now there are 2. Way number 1 is we corrupt your soul and you become a vampire. Then we kill your vampire form.
no,
You're banished forever.
no, I will go to her.
My preferred way.
It will wear off, and you can die like a devotee. But you'll die like a devotee that gave away a little bit of information about your plans.
Kill me then. Kill me. Kill me so that my soul will go to her.
No, we will turn you, and we have plenty of time. Let us bring in the vampires. Take his soul away forever, unless he gives us what we ask.
No! He's flipping out, cursing and screaming and gnashing, and
I don't think this is going to go any further.
It might not.
he's gone a little bit nuts. He thinks he's going to die in a way that he doesn't want to die, and obviously some sort of fanatic. He just tried to with a false tooth poison himself, likely to death.
We'll just make you sleep through it. I'll sleep hex him.
Okay, I'm just gonna say the sleep hex works, and he falls asleep.
Seems likely. All right, guys. We got a couple options. We could dress him up like a vampire, wake him up as a vampire, and make him really think he lost it all.
I feel like we got enough information, but I do have a question. What was that poison that he ate? Like, if I feed him to the nightmares, are they going to get sick? Because I kind of promised him.
It's a good question. We could cut off his head and just give him the body.
Is it in the bloodstream yet?
Probably. They're
Hearty.
probably not too hurt by poison, are they? Tell them if you want.
It's only a small amount of poison to kill a human.
Sure.
I'll say as I step out, the illusion's lingering for a while. I'll slip the mask back on this guy so that he's.
Maybe we should stop playing with him and just off him.
Zalara's sleeping mask. Okay.
I feel like we off him, then we head back because we just found out that a vampire guy had a lab there. We got to raid that lab,
Yes.
kill a whole bunch of fuckers on the way out, and then go find this lady at a temple.
Yes. I
Try
would
to learn more about her. Yeah.
To launch such an assault, we need a place to fall back to that's a bit more secure and inconspicuous than being about town.
Did you hear Yondans are immune? How fantastic.
That is quite lucky for a certain Yondin who used to pal around with us. Yes.
What about fairies? Are fairies immune?
No, I'm afraid not. Inherited races seem to be a little immune. or maybe they die but don't turn. We've seen some inherited races turn though, so it's not impossible. You have to stuff a coin in them, maybe. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff in the books, I'm sure.
Yes, we should examine his desk before we make any concrete plans.
Oh, do you want to go ahead and run this guy through?
I'm fine either way. He would make a valuable disinformation agent, considering all he's been through. If we turned him loose somewhere in the streets, it may be serving in our interest.
Oh, that's a fair point. He's got hours worth of delayed poison on him. Thinks he might have been turned into a vampire by Baron Archminos himself. He'll surely die from the poison when it wears off anyhow, so...
Yeah, but we kinda promised him.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
It might throw them off our scent, though, to think that Archminos is against them.
Yeah, but think of smoke.
Instead.
They are getting quite domesticated. It would be a shame.
They've been so good.
Break
They have been. We could promise them more later if they delay their gratification on this one. I mean, plus the poison probably makes them taste bad.
They like a bit of sport, don't they? Perhaps we let him loose and they chase him down, make an evening of it for themselves.
Could be a good distraction if we drop him off outside the building, and then he gets chased around by some nightmares while we go down and raid the lab.
Yes.
Or we simply get rid of him, says Zephyros.
Yeah, tempting to get rid of him. I like the chaos of turning him loose, though, with the thought that Archminos has broken the compact.
Would not they think that since we drove by in Archminos' carriage?
Yeah, I think we've already got him on that one.
Well, I suppose we have a problem.
This is an agent of the enemy. An enemy that is creating great amounts of misery. Letting him loose so that he may create more does not sit right with me.
Yes, oftentimes military strategy and counterintelligence requires a bit of the dirtying of the hands, unfortunately, Bukovic.
I think it probably makes sense. Can I do it?
What do you want to do?
I'll draw the brink of destruction.
Oh, do let the horses have the fun, though. Thurgus did promise them.
All right. But look, be ready to, if he has some trick up his sleeve to teleport away, he's still tied up. He probably can't get out.
What, you want to break his fingers before you wake him up?
No. That'd wake him up.
I am going to remove this from him before you do anything to his person. And Bukerbeck has respect for the other gods, and by Shipei being the goddess of healing and mercy, takes off that holy symbol and carries it away. He might also be interested in it because the holy symbol was gold and worth about $50, but he does carry it in the other room.
Got a little tip today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's toss him to the horses then.
Oh.
And we may want to find a way to hide the horses. They look real suspicious.
I'm telling you, we need to make for the forests, Fereosae. We have a perfectly good manner.
I'm a fan of that. I don't have much magic left in me today, but
we could conjure a regular carriage and simply drive there this evening.
Horses do
illusion the nightmares and make them into a normal carriage. Can you make things look normal, Professor? Like a normal carriage? Is that even in your?
You insult me. As an artist, style is taken out of sincere crafting of the world around them and applied brilliance.
Blah blah blah.
Alright, so I promised you guys him, but I gotta warn you, he tried to poison himself. So whatever this silvery stuff is, if it's bad for your digestion, you might not want to eat him, but I will wake him up for you.
Are you trying to kill us?
No, if I was trying to kill you, I wouldn't have said anything. You can still play with him, and then I slap him awake and throw him in the street.
Okay,
Because he confessed to being in on it. Like, I have no delusions. Like, he's a bad guy, so it doesn't bother me.
Alright, the nightmares don't eat him, but they do spend about 10 minutes riding by and riding over him with their hooves and with the wheels of the carriage. It takes about 2 or 3 passes before he stops screaming. And if you go and check on them 10 minutes later, they're still playing the game with whatever is left.
Yeah, I don't sit there and watch. Like, I'm not into that sort of thing. I just kept my word, and I don't care about them.
Some sustenance from this?
I think they're just evil.
or is this? Or are they just having fun?
Give me a knowledge planes.
I'll give that a roll now that I'm not concentrating on all the illusions.
I'll just take 10 on it for a 35.
Yeah, they don't have any particular immunities to poison, and they are definitely evil. And these two...
That seems like a bad thing to do. Okay, sure.
Nightmare horses are making the best of their situation, being constantly attached to this wagon. They're taking out some frustrations that have likely been long building. It's like they were conjured to this plane, and then the person who was binding them was likely Archmenos, and they became unbound when you guys killed Archmenos. So yeah, they are just basically horrible, evil entities that derive pleasure in apparently running people over. They made a game of it. You're not sure what the rules of the game was, but you probably don't want to trust the horses too closely.
That makes sense. Let's go check out that desk.
All right, the party goes into the study and starts.
Remove the sleep mask from him and maybe press.
Yeah, that's fine. You got the sleep mask off before you threw him into the streets.
That makes sense.
I guess the sinister urns stay there, and I'll get rid of the illusion. That was a very interesting interrogation, guys.
That was good. That was fun. Just layer bullshit on top of bullshit, and then just
we were in a gray area. It was, yeah.
Oh, that was just for the showmanship, I think.
Sure. All right. You begin looking at the desk. The desk does have a scattering of papers and small research ledgers and receipts and things. First off, the stuff in the desk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That was the doctor's bag. I'll put the gold holy symbol of Baishipe onto Bukerbeck's sheet.
It's all his.
Just while we just debate murdering him in which way. Showing no mercy.
Yeah, Baishipe sounds like a terrible, useless god that I'd never want to worship Baishipe.
Yeah, Matt's life oracle healer in the last campaign that wasn't streamed was a worshiper of Baishipe.
Probably a terrible healer too.
All right. The beautiful mahogany desk with images of stags is worth about $500 if sold separately. There are scattered research notes. We'll get into those in a minute. You find a magical set of gloves, a magic ring, 2 potions, a key, a masterwork writing kit, some alchemical components, some spell components, some magic ink, and a jar of these weird little tiny pea-like pills.
I'll use another identify from the monocle today to just identify all this as we go through.
Okay, I also need a craft alchemy to identify the jar of pills?
I can do
All right up the professor's wheelhouse.
so good at alchemy all of a sudden. Craft alchemy is at 27. 43 craft alchemy.
Okay. You understand what the pills are. This is likely the poison that the guy had tried to kill himself with. They're called Moonberry. Moonberry gives you a single save, DC 18. It lasts for 1 round, and it does 3d6 con damage. Normally, Moonberry is contact or ingested, but this one has been converted into ingested only.
Marty, should I be typing all this out while you tell
Nope,
us?
it's all pasted into the loot and treasure.
Got it. Thank you.
Your identification of those items, what's your base bonus when you identify things?
My spellcraft is 22 plus 10 for identify.
Okay. This is all minor stuff. You find a pair of gloves that are called poisoner's gloves. I think effectively you can pour poison and potions and alchemist infusions or holy water into the gloves, and then use touch attacks to deliver it. There's a link to the magic item. There is a ring that is shaped like a little scorpion. It's a +2 ring of protection that gives you a +1 DC to any applied poison-based spell-like ability or effect. Likely these were like combat gear, maybe that the doctor wasn't using. You find these two things close together. Give me a perception check, Professor, as you're handling these items.
Ooh, that's not gonna be good. 9.
Okay. You don't notice anything else. 2 potions of invisibility. The jars of pills. You find six little pills at the bottom of the jar. 1,000 gold pieces a piece of the following potion components, spell components, and magic ink. There's a +2 like masterwork writing kit, and a key that is specifically labeled key for lift.
Nice.
Key to secret lair. What's the writing +2 writing instruments?
It's a masterwork writing kit +2. If you had to do any sort of like craft related to a book or scribing scrolls,
Would it be good for forgeries?
Yep, it would also work for forgeries.
Probably really great for writing one's memoirs, I would think.
Sure.
Sure.
Probably just make special note of that and start using it immediately.
Yeah, just a really nice pen and ink set, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna yank that for my memoirs.
Now, the information in the notes. The scattered notes and research papers glean the following information. The blood veil is a manufactured strain of a disease originally called Voral's phage. Dr. Davalus was working with Baron Ramoska Arkmenos and a cult leader on the disease. Voral's phage was selected by the trio as it was virulent, deadly, and compatible with necromancy and zombie plague. The 3 worked on perfecting the blood veil, or are still working on it. Dr. Davalus discovered that many Yondan halflings have immunity to the blood veil. In addition, many individuals of the inherited races do not become zombies, they simply become sick and die. This has led to capture of many halflings and inherited races for further experimentation. I also have all this written down. I will paste it.
Thank you. I was getting it. It was super intelligible and not like madness at all.
The coins were provided by the cult as they have special unholy properties. They were enchanted. They were enchanted as a delivery vehicle for the disease. It was later discovered that they could be used to make intelligent zombies.
That's not a bug, that's a feature, guys.
Pun intended.
Always intended. Are you kidding?
Resources were provided by the Tower of Alchemy to the Queen's physicians by order of the Queen. This included laboratory equipment, components, and an alchemical golem.
Oh, while we're doing this is like a research montage. Thurgus doesn't do research, but this is something he's super interested in. Are you like trying to like look like you fit in, shuffle papers, maybe go like, oh, that's real interesting? Or...
He's not dumb. No, he's actually just gonna pace around.
Yep.
Like, he honestly thinks that, like, reading books is, like, a waste of time. He wants to go back and murder more alchemists.
This set of orders is the only thing that connects the Queen to directly sort of involved with with these goings-on. There's nothing else that suggests that the Queen ordered the blood veil.
Thurgus, your pacing is making me nervous. Please, sit down and read this.
Well, then let's go kill some people!
Dr. Davalus wants to prove his worth to someone or to some group as an agent of capital D death.
Whoa.
You don't think it's the other two people he was working with. Like, he had his own agenda here. Notes on purchasing the location that would become the hospice, the hospice of the Blessed Lady or Maiden, was selected because of its location to graveyards, to the old smuggling operation, proximity to the temple district, and the special subterranean chambers beneath the warehouse.
All right.
As your theories about secret networks seem to be playing out, Fereosae. And look here, this link to the Queen.
That's interesting. It doesn't necessarily implicate her completely. She could have supported Davalus's effort without knowing what it was.
Yes.
But I'll say I'm real suspicious.
The best of strings always leave plausible deniability.
This is certainly enough to turn into the captain of the guards, who may wish to escape before she's killed for all of her knowledge.
Under your journals and correspondence, I'm going to put Dr. Davalus' notes.
Perfect. Thurgus, this part here is of interest to you. It seems that why inheritor races are so interesting is that they don't immediately, or they don't spread the blood veil the same. They just, die, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a load of bullshit. I've been, like, fighting zombies for a really long time, and I think I'm immune to the blood veil now.
Yes, the blood veil, blood bear does make a special exception for you, I'm sure, so...
Can we go back and kill those alchemists?
In due time. There's a lot we've just discovered, Thurgus. If we want to truly kill these alchemists and destroy everything they love the same way they've destroyed your life, then we must know their allies and how to hurt them where it really counts.
Right, I get what you're saying, and like, it makes sense, but I really want to kill these guys.
We will, and we did today. We killed some, and wasn't that enjoyable, right?
I wouldn't say I took pleasure in it, but like, it was justice, for sure.
Yes, well, justice. The first justice you've had in months. I'd say you're a bit satisfied in justice for the moment, right?
Certainly, I'll be more effective tomorrow.
Marty, those cut off,
Yeah.
by the way.
Can
Okay.
we? Do you think we should? This is certainly enough information to turn into the captain of the guard, who might give us some official cover if we were to go and kill Dr. Davalus, or something along those lines.
Didn't we already kill Dr. Davalus?
No,
Who was the guy in the room who's, like, we murdered next to the desk?
it was just another senior plague doctor, I think.
Oh, I thought that was Davalus.
Oh no, he's too pretty. We would have noticed how pretty he was.
Yeah, he's really pretty.
Got it.
He was the guy that you guys met when you were first meeting with, what is her name? Crissinda Kroft?
Yeah.
You guys passed... He walked by you guys? and then actually stop to talk to the professor.
We
whom
were
you recognize.
suspicious already. Yeah.
He knew us. Yes, we should, I think, inform Madam Kroft of our findings, but I would really feel more comfortable if we left the city. They saw the carriage. The carriage has been seen about this part of town. There's been talk of Ursine. Thurgus, you won
Agreed.
the championship bout last evening.
Oh, that's right. And you remember how I did it? Because I go in there and I was like, raw, and then I was like, rah.
Oh, do the part where you
I have work to do here to complete my rod. I don't want to go back to the manor before I complete the rod.
Well, complete it and perhaps head there with some haste. I think we need to change our accommodations for a little while. Let the heat die down.
I thought we were going back to that dreadful place to reveal the scum and villainy beneath.
I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to it.
Yes, that is a different mansion.
Can we do it in the morning?
I do not like this talk of what were they saying? Eating God's flesh?
Oh, yeah, that part sounded pretty bad.
True.
Indeed, yes.
I know not what they speak of, but that sounds blasphemous.
They seem,
Undoubtedly.
yes.
But eating our flesh, which they would surely do if they caught us unawares, would be equally bad.
Perhaps
Or- or meat.
Right. So we should go clear them out right now, because it's the last thing they would expect.
Oh, yes.
I
That's
suggest
probably
that we go back once we've replenished our powers, but they did get a look at one of you. One of you did not wear a disguise, but you were hiding in plain sight, and he points to Thurgus.
Bukarek, didn't you, walk into the building?
Oh yes, I look like a vagabond. Yes, they did see my face as well.
And
However, you did claim that you had won a match against a big zombie. It was a match that hundreds of people saw.
Yes, they know it's him.
It
That's
would
true.
not take them long to track you down.
I feel like if we don't do this, Sar's place is going to get raided, ASAP.
Or at least there will be spies there looking out for us.
Sai is a survivor. He will be fine.
You're very wise, Bukarbeck.
Can we hit them early in the morning, do you think?
This place may not be safe for long, but it will take them time to track us down. Not the matter of weeks, but a matter of days, perhaps hours.
Yes, so we should be out of here tomorrow, I would think.
I think so.
If we are moving, I propose we move to the village Malavella, or the Villa Malavella. It is quite secluded and out of the city. And
I am in the middle of crafting. I cannot pick it up and leave, says Zephyros.
finish your crafting and teleport there. We'll go early and clean it up, get it ready.
Does Zephyros know teleport? I don't know if he's learned that spell.
It's
can
in
just-
it's
can
in a
just
spell
spell-
book, I think.
He can spell recall Dimension Door. He'll just bounce from rooftop to rooftop.
He can fly there. He has overland flight now.
Oh, that's true. He just goes and ascends 600 feet and then heads in that direction very slowly.
He only knows 2 5th level spells. Overland Flight and Wall of Force. He hasn't spent any time.
I can craft you the scroll and leave it, or tonight, or in the morning.
We should hit them.
Yes, well, I suppose. Yes, let's do it. Everyone's super excited about that. Yes,
Yeah!
I would propose, though, then tonight we head clear it out and get
Yeah,
it.
we can do that after we kill everyone.
All right. Kill them all, yes.
And then he pats Fereosae on the back. You got some more juice in you, right? You'll be alright.
Enough to survive the night. I don't know if we should go there right away. I mean, I can help.
We have
I
not
can
been.
help.
We have not been to Villa Malavella in months. Who knows what is there? since before we left for Bostera.
I would rather go to the villa when I have a teleport ready to get back out if needed.
I can learn teleport, but I also want to finish my rod. It appears they left us no choice, says Zephyros.
We gotta wipe them out tonight.
Tomorrow.
Tonight?
When I have more fireballs.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna tell Sar he's fucked. Maybe I'll run into some Grey Maidens in the street. And, like, Thurgus will, like, leave.
I don't think you should be going anywhere, Thurgus. You're the one that they know about.
What am I supposed to do? Wait for them to come kill us here?
Well,
Wait until tomorrow morning for us to kill them there?
Oh my